So, but look at the reality facing me, going on with me, salary, no salary. When it comes, it's so chicken, and all that. So, man, now we were the first phase of webmasters in the city of Lagos. The internet revolution came in 99 when the GSM, this mobile phone came out. So we were among the first set, the early 2000s. The first media company to go online was, they call it Post Express in those days, before Disney and all that. So we were among the first set of webmasters. So I was trying to figure out one or two things. I found is China. China was also in the speed of opening up and trying to connect back to the mainstream society. So they advertise for teachers in China. So I said, okay, this one, there will be job, there will be house, there will be everything. So that was how I applied. So I was working then with the newspaper company, and I applied online. And lo and behold, they gave me the job. They faxed the employment letter to me. So it was an all expense paid trip, ticket, house, job, and everything. So I traveled, I arrived as a VIP. So all those going to overseas to hustle, it did not happen, it did not occur to me. You understand? So that was the only reason why I moved. I moved because there was a house, there was a job. I mean, things were okay. So I got to China, a different experience altogether. So that was why I moved, not because it was crazy or whatever. No, just because the reality is I have to look for a better life as quickly as possible, and on condition that there is a place for me to put my food on, and not just get to oversee and then hang at the airport and roving for who to hang out with. No, no, no. I didn't do that.
I
I
wish
didn't
this
do
was the experience of many Nigerians abroad, but unfortunately, that is not the
that.
situation. Like a
No,
lot of
I tell you,
people,
I
yeah.
witnessed a lot of things when
Tell me, yeah.
after my first 6 months. There was always that fear. I was brought up in fear. I've read a lot about China. I've watched a lot of movies about China. The movie then always portraying China as this tight fist, clenched, clenched fist, tight-lipped communist, wicked, and all that. you know, I arrived China with that fear. And really, they show it to me where I live. I will go to class to teach. You come back, my whole house has been ransacked, you know. When I received letters, it was in the days of letters, not email. Email has not been as popular as it is now. So I still receive letters, from wherever I got letters. So before a letter is given to me, it's been torn open and read. I said, man, what kind of people is this? So you create another fear altogether. So I didn't stay long in that employment. I moved. I moved to the city, Beijing, to the capital city. My first time of meeting these Nigerians overseas. It was another experience, man. It was like experiencing the descent, kind of from up going down. I saw Nigerians, man, living like refugees, pack themselves in a. I never believed people would do this. You have no job, you have nothing, and you come to a place like this. So I came, I had small money. I was dishing out money, taking care of Nigeria, not knowing all these guys had a different intention altogether, a different intention. What they do, they wake up, they have told the others a lot of stories about the fantasy of China, the beauty, the mobile phone, everything. These guys will just land from the airport with nowhere. They just raise their hand on, and the other Nigerians will pick them up, take them home, take their passport, put them in that apartment, and they'll be cooking for them. And then they'll be making money. The little money they came with, they take it from them. That's how they make their own money. So when that one has stayed like few months, he also get radicalized in that kind of lifestyle, and he also look for his own client. So that's how that room was packed with people. So all these people, some of them are already stranded, some of them are already looking for a way out. So it was a different thing. But because I never had such experience. I came when I arrived Beijing airport. I had like 10-man group waiting to receive me. I had a car waiting to drive me to my hotel. It was all that honorable. That was how Nigerians were treated in those days. If you put yourself in that position, they will give you that honor. If you don't, they will kick your ass.
So at a point, you left the job that you were doing. You came to do from Nigeria directly because you were not comfortable right there. Or was there anything particular that sort of make you to stop the work?
No, the fear of tomorrow makes me to leave. The fear of tomorrow. In those days, I told you about the exhibition I had in the school. The exhibition was big. After I had another one, most of what I did in school was eye popping. And the way I was going, like you say, this guy is going to be big. You know, I had another solo exhibition that was, in fact, the who is who were in that show. In those days, you go to the VC, you need a lot of approval. You need a lot of you connect, contact before you get. But for me, I walk to as a student, I walk to anybody. Only the governor had that say I did not walk up to. I walk up to anybody and they listen to me. So one of in my last show, even my HOD, the dean, none of them believe what some say, man, stay out of trouble. The kind of people you're tagging along in your shows, they will attract enmity. Your lecturers might knock you off. Man, you're trying to show like you are that big, but you are just a student. And my brother, on the day of my exhibition, all that matters were there. Because the dean, the HOD, a lot of them never believed this would happen. The big men came and they weren't there. They have to, people have to run. To cut the long story short, it's like the picture I saw myself in way back in school, the future I was envisaging for myself, and the position I find myself after school was conflicting. So I said, no, no, no. This is far from it. This is far from it. Look at me here, buried in a small room, in a graphic section. The salary is like a cycle. I can't even, the salary as a young man, I wasn't the drinking type. I wasn't the womanizing types yet. I just transport myself, and this salary can do nothing for me. Yeah, I'm living with my elder sister in Lagos. And man, a fear came in, a fear of reality, fear of tomorrow. So that was what motivated me to go online in those days and punch. There used to be a search engine in those days called mama.com. That wasn't the day of Google. Google hasn't come those days. So I just go to mama.com and search for these China teaching jobs. Then just roll down that way. And I pick any school of my choice. It was Anya, it was a university. And then they responded and offered me employment with, as at then, with a good pay, a good pay. And then paid your flight ticket and all that, give you a house, receive you at the airport. Even when you don't have the money, they will, once you can. So I got my job while in Lagos. I got employment was faxed to me, and I signed fax back to them. It was in the days of fax, so fax and a little bit of email.
All right, fine. So,
So
so you left Nigeria with this opportunity, with this
very big.
promise, and you actually got there. You got the job. Then you started to
Oh
work.
yeah,
So, why did
yeah,
you
yeah.
leave the? Did anything particularly happen to you then, or was it because you were beginning to have fear of what because of the letter that were coming to you? I didn't get
No,
that
no,
part.
no, 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 no. My brother, my problem started the first day I met group of Nigerians, and I thought, with that sense of connectivity that I started way back from home. Say, oh, Nigerians, oh, good to see you. Oh, lovely to see you. Blah 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 blah. Oh, fellow Nigerian, blah, fellow Africans, blah blah blah. That was my greatest undoing. That was the beginning of another journey altogether. So before you know it, like I left my school. Contract was a 12-month contract. I didn't end it. I left in the 6th month with my baggage because I felt I told them a little story of what experience I was having. They said, "Ah, man, forget those people. Oh, China, you have to be blah blah blah. We've been here before you. Blah blah blah. Get out, get out." So I moved and I came to Beijing and met them, man. And I spent the little money I had on me because I saw them living like mad, living like refugees. Living like people from war-torn countries. It was crazy. I can't imagine. How do you come overseas? You have no money. You have no You just, how man, you did that? So I was giving them money. So I said, okay, which of you need a job now? Because I'm a little versed in the system. So I helped them, the system. If you have a degree, if you're good in language, can help you. Perhaps some of them got a job.